Hi everyone, I just wanted to make a quick video about informational nonfiction for you. I wanted to show you that there are tons and tons of different informational nonfiction out there that can be utilized for kids. So I've got a lot here, so hang on to your chairs. First thing I wanted to point out is little books like this. This is for a pre-reader or someone just starting to read. This would be like a kindergarten, and it just talks about zoo animals. Okay, it says, a duck moves from side to side as it walks. It's very simple, very fun for kids. Kids love animals; they love to read about them. And here is another littler one, and if you see on the thing here, it says level 2. It's for a little bit of a more progressive reader. But same thing, it just talks about rocks, and it shows different minerals. These are all fun nonfiction that children can be interested in. And one of the things that it talked about in our lesson was making sure that if your child, a child that you associate with in your classrooms, likes something, whatever it is, make sure they have access to books like that. My one son loves the human body. He's 5 years old, and he can tell you all about the digestive system and about the circulatory system, and it's because he was interested in books, and so I made sure to get some that talked about the body. So he goes through this book, and I actually tell him, I say, go get your body book, and you can bring it out and ask me any questions you have about the body. So he does. He goes through and he looks at it. So this is a way to explore things for them, and it's self-directed, but it also has you as the teacher or the parent or grandparent there to answer any questions and maybe clarify some things that might be difficult. So some other things that are informational nonfiction are anything that it gives facts about anything, basically. So here I've got Best Book of Spaceships. These are real spaceships, and it just talks about how that works. This is the Hubble telescope, and this is for a more sophisticated reader. This is going to be probably 3rd grade to 5th grade. Now this one is fun because it is still informational nonfiction, but it does it in a way that's super fun and makes it just interesting. So it talks about what you have to do to become an astronaut. So it has super fun drawings, very I would call them not quite abstract, but you see these thick lines, and they're just really fun. And my kids, of course, love when it talks about what you have to do once you get to space. And here it shows what you would eat. And so that is also a nonfiction, informational. We also have books like this where it's just talking about animals. Now, in the content, it talks about how you can teach children through these books and then have some kind of experience. So we read almost this entire book before we went to the zoo a few weeks ago. And I had my kids pick out an animal that they were interested in, and then we read about it before we went. And then if there was an animal that they were interested in after we went, we did the same thing. We went ahead and talked about it. There can be anything. There's Egypt, how they make mummies. There is about pyramids. There's even books about Minecraft. This is considered a informational nonfiction. It could also be a I just lost the word. Anyway, so this is a informational nonfiction. And then what I wanted to bring up too Next week we're going to talk about biographies, and I'm going to talk about this book a little more then, but this is considered a biography. Even though it is informational nonfiction, this is about Jackie Robinson, but it really covers most of his whole life. So that's more of a biography, where the story of Ruby Bridges is just one little story within her life. So this is an informational nonfiction that's not necessarily a full biography. And the last book I wanted to talk about is a reference book. Now, you do have to peruse 2 reference books in your book planner. So I wanted to point out something that makes them a little different than normal informational nonfiction. The Minecraft book could be a reference book because you kind of look up information in it. A reference book isn't necessarily one that you would sit down and read it front to back. It is one that you would more go for specific information. So I got one. This is the Pokemon Essential Handbook. This is a reference book because you would look up whatever book or whatever Pokemon you're interested in. Another one, even though I do sit down and read this one, I just love it. I think it's so fascinating. But this is more of a reference book where a child could say, okay, I want to learn about space telescopes, and they could look it up and specifically read about something specific. Or they could just, learn about planets. So this is a reference book because it's something that you could look up some kind of specific information. Okay, I hope that helped clarify a little bit about nonfiction, and I will see you all soon.